Jay Leno, a living legend. Whether you know him from The Tonight Show, his garage, stand-up comedy, or his new show, You Bet Your Life, that airs right after we do here on Fox 17. Whatever the reason, you know the name. Now, I was down in LA recently. I got the chance to stop by his garage and look back on his career with Leno himself. Typically, we call this segment Stories from the Sidewalk, but for right now, it's going to be called Stories from the Steam Car.
From the steam car or the running board. Maybe.
Yeah, because that's what we're sitting on. Obviously, I think you know who this is. This is Jay Leno.
How are you?
Thank you so much for
Well, thanks.
joining
Thanks
us.
for stopping by the garage. It's a 1910 white steam car.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because steam powered everything from about 1830 to about 1911. Then the internal combustion engine came in from 1911 to just about now.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be electricity for the next, well, certainly foreseeable future. So we'll see what happens.
And it's cool because this isn't just a centerpiece for this beautiful steam car room. This thing still drives, and you take it out.
Oh yeah, no, we take it out. We use it. Yeah, yeah. And you know, steam cars were actually quite reliable. They were really trains without tracks, really.
The more I learned about that steam car, the more I realized it was kind of like Leno himself, authentic and always working. Leno hosted The Tonight Show for 22 years, and he's been married for 42 years, doing stand-up shows throughout it all. A man worth hundreds of millions who can hang it up anytime he wants. Only thing is, that time might never come.
Well, you moved on to your next thing. You are now the host of You Bet Your Life, which airs right after we do. You know, with everything that you've done in your career, what made you think that that was the next step that made the most sense for you?
Well, I like talking to people. You know, my favorite segment on Tonight Show is Jaywalking.
And it's fun for the guests too, because the cash they win comes straight from Leno's pocket.
And you win maybe $5,500, but it's not something where, oh, it's $100 grand down the drain. Oh, you just lost. Like I used to feel horrible for people now who wants to be a millionaire. They get up to 800,000. Oh, I'm sorry, you lose everything.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you had $800,000.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, yeah,
It's a little different. You get the Jay Leno stimulus check, is what it is.
yeah. I mean, we want to give away the money. That's sort of the fun part. You want them to do it, you know.
Leno says he feels lucky to be in the position he's in. Not just to be hosting this new show, but to still be in the industry at all.
TV jobs are very short-lived. Sometimes they're 13 weeks. I was lucky mine lasted 22 years. But eventually it ends, and then you got to do something else.
And for Leno, that something else has always been stand-up comedy. That's how he started his career, and he still does live shows today. If anything, that's been his priority. That's how he has made his money. At one point, he even called The Tonight Show his second job. Imagine that.
People always talk about the fact that I never touched a dime from The Tonight Show. I never did, because I like living on the money I made as a comedian. You know, you always want to be hungry.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in show business, you have a tendency to get lazy. Oh, those checks come in. Well, I'll just wait for the next year. Well, eventually they stop, and by that time it's too late.
It's cool that you're still doing stand-up comedy today, though. Like that part is never going to change.
No. In fact, I'm in Oregon later tonight, so that's why I have a gig up at
Man is all over the place.
Yeah, but it's fun. I like it. If you keep it constantly in flux, always in motion, taking jokes out, putting other ones in, that's the fun part. Plus, it keeps you sharp, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a ton of money and do one special and not work the whole year. Or you can work every weekend. I would rather work every weekend. That's what I like.
And it's not just the work on stage he enjoys. In fact, he says that's the easy stuff. The tough gig is inside his garage, where he gets his hands dirty fixing up his fleet.
I always say when the head and the hands work together, that's when the heart is healthiest, if that makes any sense at all. Because you work all day with your hands, and then it's sort of relaxing just to get on stage and talk. And you know, I like to work. I'm not a vacation guy, so you do kind of physical stuff during the day, and then you work with your head at night, and it actually works out pretty good.
You are so busy with the comedy, with the show, with the cars. What do you do in your free time? It sounds like you're still working.
This was my free time until you showed up and rang the bell and said, "Can I have an interview?" And I went, "But this is my free time."
No, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is my
That's
free
show
time.
business for you, Jay.
Welcome
you know
to
good and
show
well.
business.
In the past, he spent a ton of that free time working on the first car he ever bought in California, a '55 Buick Roadmaster. It was the early 70s. Leno had just landed in LA and he needed a car. So he opened an old penny saver, found one less than 10 miles from the airport, took a cab, and showed up.
Now I have to buy the car because when I get there, I have no way home.
Yeah.
So the car looked okay, So I gave him $350. And now I had a car and a place to live because it was a big car and a Buick you can sleep in it. Met my wife in that car, I got married in that car. I drove it to my first Tonight Show, drove it to my last Tonight Show, and it's still next door.
With everything that you have done in your career, game show host, talk show host.
It's not an impressive resume, but go ahead, what's the question?
Well, you're very modest because
Yeah.
it is a very impressive
Yeah.
resume. What are you most proud of on your resume?
The idea is to get through life and not go crazy. I mean, I'm astounded of the people in this business that get this close to the finish line and then they screw up. I've been married 42 years, love being married, got a great wife, and we have a good time. Don't go crazy, you have a good time.
I also asked Leno about what kind of legacy he wants to leave behind. And he says that's never been his focus, and it shouldn't be yours either. Just lead a good life, do the right things. That's all that matters.
I brought you a gift.
Uh-oh.
Give me 1 second. So
Okay.
obviously with the car collection and coming from Michigan, I
Right.
wanted to get something that could tie the two in together.
Tie the two.
Did some research, saw that you had a 2017 Ford GT as a part of your collection.
Right, yes,
Please
I
tell
do.
me that exists.
Yes, I
Thank
do.
God.
Yes, I do.
So when I was walking through the aisles after I found that on the old Google machine, I looked up from my phone, and sure enough, what was sitting
well,
right
that's
in front of me?
Oh, very nice. Well, thank
But a
you.
remote control
Well, there you go.
2017 Ford GT, Michigan made right here.
There you go.
There we go. It's looking great.
Well, thank you very much,
Yeah,
my
of
friend.
course.
And of course, I couldn't leave without collecting a little gift for my show as well.
That's a guy secure in his manhood, okay? When you can walk around with that camera, that's hilarious.
Yeah?
Well, thank you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Yeah, it was pretty funny. He called my camera the Ken camera. I guess it looks like the same one you might find with some Barbie dolls. And you know what? I'll let Jay Leno make fun of me anytime that he wants. We also got a fantastic picture out of it too. Got his little John Hancock there at the bottom. We had a great conversation. And the best part is he's such a nice guy, very genuine. We spent 2 hours together down there. He couldn't have been a better host. Jay, me and my Barbie doll camera, we thank you very much.